Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of our 90 Days Digital Marketing. We're so excited to have everybody back. And if you're watching on the replay, don't forget to subscribe and to like this video if you're looking for more content like this. We are excited to have Alex with us tonight. She is an amazing expert of marketing and super excited to have her talking about blogs and vlogs and how they can help you build traffic to your website. I am super excited to turn the time over to her. I want to have a special thanks to our funding partner. We are funding in part by a cooperative agreement with the U.S. Small Business Administration and Utah State University. I'm going to turn the time over to Alex and have her go over blogs and vlogs and how to build traffic with them. Alex, why don't you take it away?
Hi, everybody. Hi to people from Canada. I'm sure it's way more colder over there than it is here. I'm excited to get some snow over here in Utah. Okay, well, let's get started. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I have a business degree, so I have learned some of this stuff in school and in formal classes. But most of my learning experience actually does come from self-taught. I believe that marketing to a certain level can be easily self-taught and done. To prove it to you, I will tell you a little bit about some of my businesses. Our biggest business is a bookkeeping company. And as you know, as a bookkeeping, usually when people do bookkeeping, they do it for themselves or they have a couple of small little clients and that's it. When I took it on, when we started our company in 2008, it was just me and my business partner and that's it. And so I took all of the marketing on myself. We were students. We really started the company with like zero funding. We had nothing and we were, poor students. What did we know about the world? So I had to learn how to do marketing for myself. Today, the company has 26 or 28 employees. And we've grown into one of the largest bookkeeping companies, not accounting, we don't do taxes. We kept ourselves to bookkeeping. We also have a couple of consulting companies, payroll companies, and so on. But what is the point of this is that, yes, marketing can be done by yourself if you truly keep yourself up to date on what's going on in the world. And the proof of that is that if you ask me in 13 years of how many years we've been in business, in 13 years, I spent less than $50 on marketing every month. And we grew the company to a 6-figure company. So it can be done. Do not give up. So let's talk a little bit about websites. So how many of you have a website? Maybe just a couple. Okay. What do you yay, hi, Strike. How many of you think, what do you think the purpose of a website is?
I believe the purpose, hello.
Hi.
The purpose of a website is to drive traffic to where you want them to be at. If I want a sweatshirt, I want somewhere to go to get my sweatshirt and have color options.
Yeah.
So, a place for someone to land at.
Okay. So you would say a purpose of a website is for you to have, to be found on the big wide web, right? Yes, a lot of people, when they build a website, they think that if you have a website and you have a www point something, that's enough for you to generate traffic. That is not the case. It's not like I bought a house and then that house, people will just find it. You actually have to put that house on Google Maps. You have to put it on Apple Maps. You have to put it in multiple places for people to actually be able to find you. And I met lots of people who said, oh, but I have a website. I do have a landing page. I put all of my stuff up there and still nobody finds me. Well, the question that I have for them is usually, well, do you put new content on your website? What do you mean by new content? Well, new content. Like, one of the example of that is if you're on Facebook, right? And you never post anything. You exist on Facebook, but do the people who follow you on Facebook know what is going on in your life? No, they know because you're posting pictures of your food, your kids, your dogs, and so you generate content, and then people will find you. New friends will show up because they found you. So that's exactly how it works with the website. Just because you bought a address, just because you have a landing page, it does not mean that that Google and other search engines will actually find you. And this is where blogging comes in. Blogging is one of those things where a lot of people don't want to deal with it because it's a lot of work. Okay. For somebody to find your website, as I said, you have to have content on it, right? And to actually have a blog, that means you actually have to write. And that's a lot of work. You have to set up certain times of your day-to-day life to actually sit down and create some content, right? So what happens when you post on a blog is that the search engines, if somebody goes, so let me explain a little bit, and please at any point just stop me if I'm over talking or I'm repeating myself, or remember, I'm self-taught, so I'm trying to self-represent these things to you guys. Okay, so a search engine is like a spider. Okay, a spider that keeps building its net. Okay, and it goes from here to there, and then somebody, for example, you, Tammy, in Canada, say, I want to look for a bookkeeper. So you type in bookkeeper, right? The first pages that will come up for you as a bookkeeper will be the people. So there are two things. One, you can pay to be on the first page, lots of money to Google, or you can have really good content that is refreshing all the time, because you keep using in your content that you're posting on your blog, you keep using the word bookkeeper. So if you post every week, you will show up. If you post every 3 months, well, you're going to be there, you exist, but maybe you will be on page 10, 12, 15, 16, 20. But if you refresh your content all the time, then you will most likely appear in the first or the second page. Now, why is a website not enough for this? I will tell you why. Because if you just have a landing page, so for example, there are a lot of people, mostly in the e-commerce, in e-commerce, who only have a landing page because they're selling something, right? But then what they do is they go to this landing page and they constantly change the things that they sell on it, right? So for that, it's pretty good. But now imagine when you can actually use these keywords over and over in certain demographics, in certain stories, in certain anything, right? So what are these keywords? For example, in my industry, bookkeeper, I should better use every single time I blog the word bookkeeper, because that's what people will search for, right? Tammy, what are you doing? You're a blogger, right? We can hear you.
Tammy, you were muted, so we can hear you.
I was muted. Las Vegas.
Okay, you're writing about Las Vegas? Okay, so you better use the word like the name Las Vegas over and over and over. Do you have to use it? And this is one very critical thing. Do not overuse your keywords, because if you overuse your keywords, then Google, which is the biggest search engine, will flag you, and they could put you on there, because then you sound like a spam. You know those websites that you go to and they have everything you wanted to know about everything on their first page, and it's full of junk, and you just go to that website and you know that it's junk. Well, that's because they're overusing their keywords, because they want to attract you to their website. And Google does not like that. Google, Yahoo, Bing, the three main search engines, they do not like that. So how can you get these keywords, right? For me at the beginning, it was very hard. I mean, it's easy, right? I'm a bookkeeper. I'm in the bookkeeping industry. So bookkeeper, that's a cool keyword. I should use it because obviously my prospective clients are looking for bookkeepers, right? It's very easy. Go to Google and just search for your industry and what are my keywords, and start building around that. Okay. So do you guys understand what I'm talking about when I'm, go ahead, Crystal. Help me with questions. It would help me a lot.
By a keyword, do you mean like a hashtag?
It's very similar to a hashtag. So it's not a hashtag, because a hashtag is, so think of a hashtag on Facebook or social media or anywhere. Think of it as a storage locker. Okay, so somebody posts hashtag bicycle, and then when you go to Facebook, if you search for hashtag bicycle, then a bunch of posts will come up about bicycle, right? No, as a keyword is more specific, and it is designed for search engines. There you do not have to put hashtag around it. You just use that word as many times as possible in your blog posts.
Okay.
So it's a specific word that your prospective clients may or may not look for. Okay.
Okay. So okay, yeah. It's just a
Does
word
it make
that
sense?
you use over and over.
It's very similar, but you do not have to add a filing number to it. And that's exactly what a hashtag is. It's a filing number. Make sense?
Right.
Kim, did you have any questions?
No, I don't have any questions so far. It all makes pretty good sense to me. So
okay, so this is why blogging is so important, and a bunch of people actually don't put that much effort into a blog because they do not understand that a website needs to be alive. It needs to have its own life. Let's talk about a little bit about the content. Okay.
Hey, Alex, it looks like Talia's got her hand raised.
Sorry, Talia.
Hey, so I had a quick question on the content that, or making sure you use your keyword. I've heard that it's really important that you are doing it naturally in sentences and not in titles. Is that true?
Yes, this is exactly what I was talking about. That if you, so let me give you an example. Las Vegas, right? When you write about Las Vegas, what you don't want to do is for every single sentence of your story, to make Las Vegas appear multiple times. You want to write a story around the word Las Vegas. So I've been to Las Vegas and I've done this too, blah, blah, blah. And then maybe a couple paragraphs later, you mention again this really cool store that you found that sells these really amazing things. That's the kind of content that Google likes. If you keep using the word in every single post that you have, the word Las Vegas, they're gonna flag you because that's not natural and they do not like that. Again, and each website when you set up your blog, you can set up how many of your posts can be visible at the time, right? You know this, right? So you can set up one, only one of my posts can be at the time shown on my blog page, or 5 of my posts. Now, if you have the word Las Vegas on the same page multiple times, again, you will be flagged and you will be penalized. So that's why a lot of people, for example, they set up their blogs and they don't pay attention to this one little tiny setting. How many posts should my blog page show? And they let it to just like refresh whenever, right? And then they're surprised that they don't get anybody to visit them. That's because Google flagged them for having too many posts on one page. It's maybe someday we can hold the whole entire day where we're just talking about SEO. It's a little bit complicated, but it's not impossible.
So Alex, where would you find that setting to change that?
What is your blog under? What page? What are you writing your?
I'm using WordPress.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Yes. When you're under WordPress, I think it's just under the page settings.
Okay.
It actually, you can just find it under page settings, and it asks you how many of the posts
Okay.
you want to show.
Thank
I
you.
apologize for my beautiful accent. If you'd like to learn my accent, I moved to Hungary, and then you learn my accent.
I wondered where you were from.
Yeah, I'm originally from Hungary. Okay,
That's
so
awesome.
let's talk about, so blogging can be overwhelming, and that's because people have this idea that if I have to blog, it means I always have to create new content and I always have to write 1 or 2 or 3 paragraphs. That's not the case. Blogging can be fun. First of all, you have to decide. These are 3 questions that you have to ask for yourself. What is your blog about? Who are you writing to? And I'm getting questions. I will answer questions at the end so I don't get confused. But I think I know what you're asking, Crystal. About 3 posts on one page is good. Is good enough. Not more than that. Some people have 5. That's way too much on one page. For 2 reasons. Not just because Google is going to flag you for using the same keywords in all of your posts, but also because the person who goes to your blog, they don't want to scroll through 5 pages, they want to see what they're interested in right away in front of them. So if you have 5 posts, then they have to scroll to read it all through. Nobody likes scrolling, by the way. We can talk about that too. So where was I? So what is your blog about? Okay, ask yourself this question. What is your blog about, and what do you intend it for, to use it for? Who is your reader? Okay, and why are you even bothering to write? Okay, a lot of people use the blog to advertise themselves. Again, something that Google not necessarily likes, the search engine not necessarily like, because the whole point of having a website is for you to offer something to your readers, to be honest, to offer free content, okay, to offer value. And if you're just advertising yourself, then they just don't like that, okay? So try to make your post about the reader, okay? So that's why it's important to ask, who is your reader? And why are you even bothering to write, okay? I have seen many blogs that, as I said, they're all about advertising themselves and they don't get engagement because their content is an advertisement over and over and over, right? There is nothing fresh in it. There is nothing new in it. And after a while, you're just gonna run out of self-advertisement. That is the truth, There is nothing gonna be anything new. And what you're gonna do to yourself is that you're just gonna get bored of your own writing. So really ask yourself, who is your audience? Now, I was saying that you don't have to write paragraphs after paragraphs after paragraphs. Once you answered your question, who is your reader, then you can come up with content. So for example, let's say I am in the, so I'll give you an example of our website. Our website is all about small business owners. So we write a lot of content about taxes. We write a lot of content about how to write off stuff, right? but they're all useful content. And we never say, oh, but we're so better at this than anybody else. No, we want to offer good advice. But, well, guess what? Small business owners are also human beings. So we also have a lot of content that is about self-esteem building. It's about being a business owner. It's about all of our employees work from home. It's about how it is to work as, you know, as a mother at home with your kids, right? It's about, so more information you can put on it. It doesn't mean that you're going to get less advertising. It just means that you can reach out and build more people, bring more people in. So again, going back to your keywords, when you search for keywords, don't just search for what are my keywords in my industry, right? How would people find me for what I'm doing? But search for what would your readers want to also find on your website? Because there could be different reasons why your people would come to us. Let me give you an example. Tammy, you're writing about, sorry, I keep bringing Tammy up because she's the only one who told me what she's doing. Anybody else want to give me an example?
I have a yoga website, so I write a newsletter right now about like yoga, meditation, stress relief, stuff like that. But I am building a website. I'm going to start a blog about it.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so let me go back to Tammy. So Tammy, you're writing about Las Vegas, but maybe you want to attract them to the area. So you can write about the Las Vegas outlet malls and why you like the outlet malls, right? And your keywords suddenly from just the word Las Vegas also turn into outlet malls. So anybody anywhere in the world looking for outlet malls, they're gonna find your blog, even though you're writing about the Las Vegas outlet malls, you know?
How many
So-
keywords should you attach to the post?
As many as you want, but you do not have to use it. So think of it this way. You do not have to use these keywords in every single post that you have. Okay? You can use it spreadingly over all your content. So ask your question, what is the purpose of this one post? Who are the people that I want them to find this one post? Make sense? The best thing is to just give you, I highly suggest that you use at least, in every post, you use at least 2 to 3 keywords. Okay. But you know, you have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands of keywords probably for your industry that you can choose from, you know. So yoga, Kim, you're writing a newsletter and you want to. So for example, who are the people who are into yoga?
You know, people that care about health, fitness, people that need like stress relief, people that like meditation.
Okay,
Stuff like
so here you already give me a bunch of keywords that are not even about yoga, right? You gave me meditation, you give me the word health, you gave me the word COVID-19. How do you release stress during COVID-19? You write a blog post about stress. Has nothing to do with yoga. You just write about stress and what it does to your body. So somebody who is stressed goes to Google and starts researching.
Okay.
How to deal with my stress. Boom, your blog shows up. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kim, I have diabetes and I keep looking for articles about how to get into yoga and like how it will help my diabetes, and which is really weird because like of course I should be expert, but for some reason that's something that there's not a ton about.
Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting.
You see? There you go. Yeah. Write about how yoga helps with diabetes.
Okay.
You know, make sure that you do use yoga and then the word diabetes in the same post. So
Alex,
Okay.
Talia, I think Talia has a question too. Talia, do you have a question? Your hand's up.
It was a while ago. Sorry, I can't. I really love what you're saying because I think I'm learning that right now because I do financial advising and then I also have a marketing company where we do both Facebook posts. But I think that's one of the things that I've learned is how important it is to cross over to other industries and not be afraid to mash things that we might not think of, but that other people think of. And I've heard you speak before, and that was one thing that I picked up from that you've talked about, and I really appreciate it.
Well, and here comes a very interesting thing. A lot of people, again, I'll go back, they want to use their website just for advertising themselves. And that's a big, big mistake. And this is how you can get content without you being the one who writes the content. It's not plagiarism. Do not make fun of me for not being able to say this word. Plagiarizing. What is the
Plagiarism.
whatever, you know what I'm talking about. There you go. Because, so again, keep in mind, who is your reader? Who do you want your reader to be? Okay. And maybe you, I don't know, maybe there is a news article out there that is exactly would be great for your audience, right? You write a small paragraph about what the news article is. You use the words, the keywords of where you found this news article. You take the link. You write a small article about this article. You take the link and you copy paste it into your article. Boom, you have new content. What does this do to you? Two things. You ready? One, every single time. So let me give you an example. Somebody, Kim, I'm going to go back to you. Give me a really famous health website that talks about health.
I like the Tone It Up website. I don't know if you guys are familiar with them, but it's a health fitness website and they do a lot of blogging and vlogging, and I get some of my ideas from that.
Awesome. Well, here's the thing. You do not have to rewrite their ideas. You take it and you say, today I have read on this website this and this and this. Here is the article, read it full here. You paste the link. What happens is that their readers, when they search for their content, they're not just going to find their website, they're going to find your website too.
Oh, okay.
This is what it's called in the marketing industry, backlinking. It's completely acceptable. It's a really, really great tool that people need to use more often. So financial industry, you see, this is why I don't believe in competition, right? Because you can do good things, right? Financial industry, some other firm writes a really great article about how to save money and how to become a millionaire, and you like it. You go, you summarize it on your blog post, you link to them, so you give them credit for it. But guess what? When their readers are searching for them, they're going to find you too.
That's so cool. Alex, when you do the link, is that all the credit you need to give them?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
And you also mentioned, I found this on this website. You can name the website or you can name the author, nothing wrong with that. But make sure that you link, always link, because that's really, really good for you.
Okay.
Does this part make sense?
Yeah, I love that too. Because one thing I've noticed is that if you're writing really good content and you're linking, suddenly other people want to link to your content too. And that just helps boost everything.
Yep. It's a way for other people to find you. I always say, and I will say it multiple times tonight, do not put all your eggs in one basket. In more places you can be, the better you will be off. If you want to advertise your competition, advertise your competition, because guess what? It's good for you. Okay. Maybe you want to write about your clients. Okay, you call up your clients and say, hey, I would love to write an article about who you are and what you do. I want to post your logo. Guess what? Every single time somebody is going to search for that industry because you wrote about it on your blog, they will find you too. This is what backlinking is all about. Another thing about backlinking, sorry, I don't know why I'm suddenly freezing like no other. Okay, so calmate. Take a big breath. We're going to talk about vlogging. This is our part of vlogging. Take a big breath. Calm down. Okay, so I'm not cold anymore. Okay, so backlinking. You can do this throughout your website. If you have something on your landing page that you want to recognize on your blog, backlink to that. You can find this information here, and you can just put one thing that Google does not like, and you have to be very careful with this. Both Google, I'm mentioning Google because it's the biggest search engine, but Yahoo and Bing are also big. So if you're using Yahoo or Bing, this applies to both. When you a lot of people, when they write and they're backlinking, they just put, you can read this article here, and they put the link, they attach it to the word here, and then they just leave the word here. Does that make sense? Have you guys seen that before? Okay, visually that looks great. But one of the reasons why Google and all of these search engines don't really like it, because the keyword suddenly becomes here. Okay, nobody is going to search for the keyword here. So if you do backlink, I honestly suggest that you put the whole link and you leave it there. Okay, doesn't have to be always, but most of the time leave the whole link. It just looks better. It doesn't look visually, doesn't look better, but the search engine likes it better, because then they can recognize it for sure that it is a link. Okay. A bunch of people have questions, and I said you guys can ask questions, and then I'm not looking in the messages. Let me look at some messaging now. Somebody said they're having audio issues. Is it from me?
The only question that you haven't answered is which blog services would you recommend?
Only for blogging or?
Crystal?
Well, see, mine is kind of different because I'm an independent consultant with Usborne Books and More. And so mine is an e-commerce site, but I do know of other consultants that have a blog and then link their site to their blog. And so I'm just wondering which blogging service, or is that what you would even say? Call it blogging service, blogging something?
Yes,
website?
I think so. Yes. So I have it on my notes. So there are two main components to a website, and you can have just a blog, and you can go to WordPress. They have basically, a blog is nothing else than just a page on your website. Anything that ends in your company name .com, .net, whatever, that's actually a website. You just choose to have a blog page. When you build a website, you will understand what I'm talking about. Again, that's a completely different story. We can talk about how to build a website. So WordPress is amazing. You can build your blog through WordPress. A very easy one is Wix. I really like Wix. It's very self-explanatory. Again, they walk you through. You at the beginning, they ask you what kind of, what do you want to accomplish, and if you say I want to build a blog, then they will help you, set up a page that it's all about just the blog. A very old one and a fantastic one that I've used for years and years and years. In fact, 2 or 3 of our companies at the very beginning were built through Blogspot. I don't even know if it exists anymore, but I really like Blogspot. It's a Google product. It's very simple. It puts you out there. And what you, we can talk about this, for example. You can build a Blogspot blog, and then it's going to be like, I don't know, give me a name, like, I don't know, aeroplane.blogspot.com, right? Because you will have the blogspot.com, which is their website. That just means that they're going to host your content, right? But you have a trick. You can build, because that's so self-explanatory on how to do it. And it's so easy to use. You can buy a web address with like aeroplane.com, and you go into the settings at blog post, and you just put it in and say, I want to redirect aeroplane.com to blog post. So anytime somebody posts, types in aeroplane.com, it will redirect them to that free, completely free service, which is blog post. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it does. It does.
So you don't have to, the thing is, you do not have to spend hundreds of dollars to build a website. Almost Wix is free. They have a free membership. The only thing that they do is that they're gonna, post their logo somewhere, and you're limited. Usually buying a web address is about $10 for a year from like GoDaddy or somewhere else. So any of these are good resources.
Okay.
Megan, you have a question?
Judy has a question, actually. Judy, do you have audio?
Hello, can you hear me okay? Awesome.
Yes.
I was wondering, you were talking about putting the text here, but not actually linking it, putting the words in. Could you put it in the alt tag and still use the term here and link to that? Would that still pick up? Okay, all right.
Yeah, but the thing is, you do not have, so I don't want you to think that you cannot use the word here at all. You can.
Right.
Just for visually people think, well, I shouldn't add the link. I don't want people to see the link because it's, it's numbers and jumbles and letters, right? But, and sometimes the link can be really long, so it's more than just one line.
Yes.
In that case, I would say just use the word here and don't show all that. But if the link is pretty short, there is no reason for you to not leave it on to be visible.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
Now, tagging. You probably are wondering why you should use tagging on your blog.
Right. Sorry, I should have explained that.
Do you guys know what tagging is? Tagging is another term for hashtags. They were not calling it hashtags then, because hashtags were really invented for social media. But tagging is nothing else than basically putting a tag on a box and filing it on the cabinet. So why tagging is important is actually for your own. This is one thing that a lot of people don't do on their blogs, and I highly recommend it, to have the search option so people can actually search your content. Okay, because they might come to you because they want to read about diabetes and yoga, right? But you have so much more content. So it's maybe they're like, oh, I wonder if she wrote about keto and yoga, right? So they can go to your blog and search keto for the word keto. Now, if you tagged that one, if you tagged on your blog, if you tagged that content as keto, your own search engine that you just created, which is that box on your blog, will pop up the keto article. Does it make sense? So the tags are basically a filing system for your own content on your own website or on your own blog. And so if you do not have that feature yet on your blog, I highly recommend that you turn it on. and you do put it somewhere so people can actually search your content.
Alex, if
So-
you're using the same tags for a lot of different posts, is there any way you can type out a list and insert it in so you don't have to retype the words all the time?
Usually all of the blog services should give you that option where you just like hit tab and
Okay.
enter, and it just tags it the same way.
Okay, perfect.
And you can use, I mean, I'm sure you know this, but you can use multiple tags for the same content. So like go back to yoga, you can, if you write about keto, you can tag it as keto, or carbs and yoga, you can tag it as, I don't know, whatever. Obviously, I'm not into yoga, so I can't give you more. But next year, I will be into yoga.
So how do you tag on a blog?
How do you tag on a blog?
Yeah.
All of the blogs should have a feature where it says tag. It depends on what blog you're using. Where are you? Okay, give me an example.
I've used Blogspot, which is blogger.com now. In the past, not for my business, but just personally.
Yeah, and let me remind myself, because I haven't used it for a long time, but it does have a tag. Doesn't it have a tag option?
I don't know.
You know
This is
what?
not my forte. That's why I'm here.
Well, this is one thing that we could. Can she share her screen maybe to show us her blog?
I'm on my phone right now.
So I don't think she can. So maybe that's something
in the future we can do. It has to have, maybe look at, so when you go to write there has to be, when you go to create a new post, there has to be, are you on your on the Blogger right now?
Well, no, I'm not in that account. I don't use it.
Well, no matter what, when you create a new post, somewhere on the page you should see something that prompts you to add a tag.
Okay.
If you know what, just send me a screenshot of your screen, or we can talk next time and I can walk you through. There has to be a place where you can tag almost every single one. Maybe it's a setting. I know on blog post for sure, on Blogger for sure it is an automatic thing, but I think on WordPress you had to turn it on, didn't you?
It's a panel right on the right of the post.
It's usually on the right side. Yep.
So is WordPress better to use than, say, Blogspot or blogger.com? I know I'm familiar with the blogger.com, but is WordPress better, or?
It's more professional and more sophisticated.
It's more robust, and people generally, if you're just starting out and you don't have the knowledge of building websites in the back of the house and things like that, it can be very frustrating. And so you might want to look more at like a Wix or one of those other ones.
Yes.
How do you spell Wix?
W-I-X. And if you're looking for like a professional template to go with it or something like that, I can help you. I can talk you through that. We had a training actually on that on the 20th of that I can send you of professional blog of websites with professional using Wix.
So one, Blogger is Blogger. It's all about just having blog and writing content. Wix and Wix and WordPress is all about creating the website.
Yeah, Wix is what I use. And it's awesome. It gives you templates. It gives you designs. If you just throw in some keywords of basically what you're doing, It'll throw out a bunch of ideas for you to use. It has you know, a lot of good stuff that you can use, and it's awesome. It's great.
I really,
You have
really
an
like,
idea of what to do.
I really, really like Wix. And more these websites show up, more and more they're all about um, them helping you with marketing so they can make money off of you, you know. So they will give you more and more free tools, while, you know, Blogspot is one of those, the oldest blog platforms, so they don't have that many tools for you, you know. On the other
Yeah.
hand, Wix has plenty of other tools. So
Alex, can I add one other thing too?
yes,
Is that
please.
if you're for blogging, like if you do a really great job with it, it may come to a point where you do want to grow into a website. And so that's another reason to consider how invested you are in what you're doing. That is something that I realize, like I might not be a huge blogger right now, but I have a website. So I'm a little bit in the reverse, but I like the versatility of being able to do it in a way that is more impactful to my company. And I think that it's nice if you want to grow.
Yes, let me explain, because this is important. So a website is, think of it this way: a website is your house that has walls, that has a structure, and that structure can't be changed too often, because if you change it too often, it's just going to fall apart. Okay, the blog is where the action happens, because you can change it as many times as you want, and you can put as much content on it as you want. Okay, so I wouldn't say that building from a blog, you build into a website. I totally understand what you're saying. You can build a website through a blog platform, but you have to understand what the difference is between the two of them. A website is for you to put information that stays on. A blog is to put information where the information constantly changes. You understand?
No, you're right.
So I know what you mean. Yes. For
Yeah.
example, the first website that I've ever built was through Blogspot. And then slowly, when I realized I need more content, I need more room, I need more pages, I need more stuff, then I build it into WordPress and Joomla, and I've done all of them. But that's one thing that you have to understand. The website is where you put your information, how they contact you, what kind of services you have, all the information about yourself. But the blog is who you are, what you do, why do people even care that you exist. Okay, is the traffic where the action happens. So in other terms, the blog is your backyard, and a lot of things happen in your backyard. Or for you, the blog is Las Vegas. What happens in Las Vegas stays in Las Vegas, where the action happens. Okay, so let's go back. We talked about keywords. We talked about backlinks. We talked, well, I have to mention SEO. So SEO, how many of you know what the word SEO is? Okay.
Kind of,
Yeah.
sort of. It's very annoying though, I'm finding, because if you don't satisfy SEO, you get like a red face that says you need to work on this. And that's part of the reason I'm here, because I find it very frustrating.
Yes. Okay, so you probably, when you have a red face, you're probably talking about, are you using the tool Yoast SEO?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Are you paying for it?
Yes. No, sorry. Yoast, I'm not paying for. No.
You're not paying for
It's
it.
the
Okay.
free, it's just the free level type of thing.
So this is one thing why you should move from like a blogger platform to a website like WordPress, because you will start getting tools that actually will help you with SEO. SEO is search engine optimization, which is all about the keywords. It's all about your content. It's all about how the search engine is going to come to find you. Okay. Do not worry too much about the red faces. Okay. There are certain things that you can do, and at some point SEO is just going to be stuck. That's why you need a blog where you can refresh your content. So there are two types of SEOs, and to be honest, I won't get too much into it because I'm not very good well, I'm better than most people at SEO, but I'm not perfect at it. So there is way more knowledge. So there is, I call it the outside SEO and the inside SEO. The inside SEO is all about the code, where you can actually embed these keywords that I've been talking to into your website's code language, which I know nothing about. I've never written code. I do not know how to do it. If you're that, if you want that kind of sophisticated website, I really highly recommend that you hire a professional who knows how to do it. The other SEO, which I call the outside SEO, is the kind of SEO that you can do for yourself. So if, for example, you can search on Google how to register my website with Google, and it's going to spit out a link. You go there and it's going to walk you through how to register yourself, which means that Google from now on will find your website, right? Another very good advice is that whatever your when you choose a website name, website address, make sure that whatever your business is, the industry, whatever, has that keyword in the name. So if you want people to find you because of yoga, make sure that the name exists in your web address, the word yoga. So like if it's yoga at kim.com, make sure that yoga is in there. Okay. So there is a certain level that you can do. Now on WordPress, there is a tool that I like, and I highly recommend that you use it, Tammy, and that you pay for it. It's not very expensive. It's the Yoast SEO. And I will spell it for you guys. It's YOAST They might have it. They might have this tool for other platforms. I don't know. I know WordPress has it. And basically, this thing is going to get downloaded onto your website, and it's going to look at all of your pages, and it's going to walk you through step by step how to change the phrasing, how to change the description of your pages, how to do all of those things for actually the search engines to find you and like you and not flag you.
So Alex, I was using it. I just did a blog post actually before we started. So I had a couple of, I can't remember, I think I had 3 different areas where it said they needed to be improved. One was headings. I hadn't used any headings in the post.
Do you know what the headings are?
Yes, I did fix it. I put headings in and that made it happy. And then the other one was some of my sentences were too long, so I shortened them up. And then another was I didn't use enough action words. I was talking too much in the passive voice, and it didn't like that either.
Yeah, well, again, as I said, so the thing about SEO, there is no one equation that equals everything you want. SEO will always change. And to be honest, try your best. But if it's not turning from red to green, do not worry about it. The content on your website is way more important, because that's what the search engines are looking for.
And does that cut down, though, the ability for the search engines to find you if the SEO is orange or red and not green?
No.
No? Okay.
No. The content, I mean, you want it to be, because, you want to be liked by the search engines, but the search engines will always look for the keywords. And those come from your content on your website or on your blog, and more refreshed you are, more you refresh your content, the better. So I highly suggest that if you are into blogging, that you blog at least once a month, twice a month, or more often is even better. Okay. More content you have there, more refreshed content you put up there, more that spider is going to crawl onto your website and find you. And again, the backlinking is huge, because that just means you're putting yourself out more often. Okay, let's move on from this. Again, we can talk about, we can have 2 hours talking about SEO. I highly recommend that if you see that you putting yourself out there and still nothing happens, highly recommend that you talk to somebody who's all about SEO, and they will be able to help you. Okay, but content on the blog, as I said, you do not have to write paragraphs after paragraphs about something. You can also just summarize somebody else's and post it. You can also, one thing that everybody loves is pictures and videos, and not just, in fact, for SEO, it's very good if you use pictures every single time you make a blog post. If you just written content, it's not that useful. Again, maybe you want to use pictures from the internet, right? One way to give them credit is that every single time you upload a picture, it will ask you, where did you find this picture, right? Do you want to upload it from your computer, or do you want to upload it from the internet? And if it's not your own picture, I highly recommend that you opt for clicking on the uploading it from the internet, because what that does, it also creates a backlink. So every single time somebody will have that picture or search for that picture, they will find your blog. Make sense? So bigger and bigger your blog becomes and more famous becomes, you have to be very careful to use your own content, which means do not post pictures from the internet, post pictures that are yours, or always give credit, because there is, people can come after you. Okay, let's go into, does all of these about blog make sense? Do not be scared of blog. I highly, highly recommend that you blog. What is the difference between a blog and a vlog? Now, let me put it this way. Journals that you wrote for yourself used to be the old type of blogs. Flyers used to be the old type of blogs. Newsletters used to be the old type of blogs. Then the blogs came in, which became the digitalized journals and flyers and information. The new thing that is going on is the vlog. It's all about video content. That's the big difference between blogging and vlogging, is that one is about videos, the other one is about written content. Okay, there are people who people like different things. Some people like videos, some people like blogs. But again, it's all about who do you want to reach with your message? Do you want to reach the people who like videos and go on Facebook and scroll through thousands and thousands of videos? Or do you want to go for the people who actually like to read and they would rather, sit down in front of a website and read? Ask yourself the question, what would keep me on my own website for longer than 3 seconds? The average time of a person to be on your website is actually 3 seconds. Yes, Kim, absolutely is good to do both. We're going to talk about it. So on your blog, you can put your vlog. That's how easy it is. On your blog, you can put your vlog. It's, again, don't put your eggs in one basket. More content you can put out there, the better. So one thing that I would say is that the blog often is more about you, right? And you advertising yourself and you sharing your knowledge and you doing all of these things. I would say if you really look at videos that trend today, that they're all about the watcher. It's all about, being funny. It's all about doing, it's all about the audience, the video content, So I highly recommend that if you want to start doing videos, you do videos that are interesting to the person who's watching. If you do videos, and this is the number one rule, if you do videos to advertise yourself, I mean, it's okay to do it once in a while, but I highly, highly recommend that you do videos to produce content for somebody who watches it, right? So when you are in Las Vegas, when the whole industry is opening up and you can travel again, I highly recommend, for example, that you do videos for places that you think your readers of your blog would be very interested in to see. Do special. Always ask yourself, what's missing? Okay, loads of people, and here is where the research comes into your job. Loads of people do vlogs these days. Loads of video content there is out there. But what's missing from all of those? How are you more special than all of those people? What is it? What places do you want to take your audience in Las Vegas? What are the places that nobody has seen? What museum, what secret food, what secret restaurants are out there? And go make a video about that. Interview people. Here is one thing that why people don't do video content, because they think, coming from the blog, that it has to be about them. No, you don't even have to be on the camera to actually produce high rated content. You can go around your neighborhood and interview small businesses and tell their story and put it on your blog. Okay. You can interview other business owners. You can interview other travel agencies. You can interview foreign students about why they like to go to Las Vegas. What other industries do we have? Because now I keep just picking on the two of you, Kim and Tammy. What other industries are? Crystal, what is your blog about? And Strike,
Well,
what is your blog about? I'm assuming boxing in the background there or something.
Good job.
So Strike, yours is all about health and fitness. Oh, it sounds like Strike, you and Kim need to write a blog post together. Or do a vlog together.
You know what? It's all health and fitness. I believe in it. You know, I did take Buddhism and all that type of stuff as well.
Well,
and all that, the chakras and all that type of stuff. You do want to keep those in check. You know, so I do want to keep myself healthy. And so it does come with the precision striking. You know, I get bored with the heavy bag, speed bag. You know, I combine them, do everything. You know how they put tires together and all that type of stuff.
well, make sure that your passion is very well shown on your blog or your in your videos. Okay. So so again, you guys understand what the difference is between blog and vlogs, right? One is written content, the other one is video content. So again, a lot of people don't do video content because they don't like to be on camera, but then they don't think out of the box that you don't actually have to be on camera to create good video content and useful information for your clients. Again, think about it. Who is your target audience? And just think about what you can bring to them that would make them watch a 20-second video that you produced. Okay. Vlogging is also something that people don't get into because of all the work that it entails. Not just that you have to think out of the out of the box. Not that you just have to answer the question, what's missing, right? Do your research, what's missing in the industry. But it's also because it's, writing, you sit down, you write, you hit post, and you posted. But a video sometimes need editing, right? And people are scared. How am I going to be editing? What am I going to be doing? This is also a false perspective, because you can make very short videos that are very high quality. And if you planned it out from the beginning to the end, what's going to be in that video, you won't need to do any editing. Now, if you make a, if you make a 20-second video, it's less likely that you will have to do any editing. But if you're making a 20 minutes video, well, I might say that you might have to do editing, because nobody really wants to watch a 20 minutes video, except if it's like The Office, an episode of The Office. So longer videos, to me, they're all about a series, right? You start with the 5 minutes video, then maybe you make it into a 7 minutes video, then you make it, it's like episodes, like it's getting more exciting. But if you just want to get a message out about something, I highly, highly recommend that you keep it between, I don't know, 3 to maybe 10 minutes videos, okay? Most likely on Facebook, for example, very rarely do people watch more than 3 minutes videos.
Mhm.
So you have to be very creative about what you're putting out there, okay? So editing, there are so many tools out there, but again, if you set up the video and you make a plan for what you want to put out there, it's good. Now let's talk about where should you store these videos. Videos mean gigabytes of storage. Longer the video, more gigabytes is going to take up, either on your laptop, your computer, or on a storage area. Most websites do not come with a lot of storage. So very rarely do people actually store their video, which when I mean store, I mean that you make the video on your phone or your camera or something, then you upload it onto your website. I do not recommend that you do that if you are a beginner, because the storage amount can be very high, and what's going to do to your website is going to just slow it down. And if it slows down your website, then it's going to be very hard to find it or navigate it. Okay, so I highly recommend that you store it on YouTube, right? It's also very good for you to be found, because it's YouTube and people can search YouTube for content. It also gives you a link that you can use, which again, you can use the backlinking back and forth. You can store it, you can upload it on and distribute it on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Vimeo, TikTok, all of these other places. There is not one that is better than the other one. It's all about the time that you want to upload. So like, for example, on YouTube, of course you can, because YouTube is all about long videos. So on YouTube, you can store and upload longer videos. I think you can upload up to 12 hours of video, while on Facebook you can upload only up to 120 minutes, and on Instagram you can upload up to 2 minutes afterwards. Well, you can upload longer, which goes on Instagram TV, Insta TV. And so people will watch the first 2 minutes on their feed, and then they say, okay, now you have to watch the rest of it on Insta TV. I think that only exists for 24 hours. So then they delete off your video. So that's why I said, try to make short videos, 2 videos if you're starting out in vlogging. Why is this even relevant today, right? How is this helping you? How is this going to bring you more traffic to your website? I wish I would have a straightforward answer for you, other than times have changed. These days, people don't have the time to read. They want to see, they want to watch, and so people rather would watch a 3-minute video than read a 15-minute article. I think it's all about, times have changed. I don't have a better answer for you other than times have changed. Do you have any questions for me? And it's another way. It's another way for you. Again, why is this beneficial? Because your eggs are not in the same basket. More you can put yourself out there, more visible you can become on the internet. It's better for your business. More readers you're going to bring to your blog, you know. And I wonder if the interest in video means we can multitask. I'm sure. It's these days, I mean, but think about it. How many people actually watch a video in the background and they do something else? You know, is it going to stay with them as much as reading an article? I don't know. I'm all about reading, right? But that's what happens. You know, first they expected us to always add pictures to our blog post. Now they're expecting us to add video content. And if you look at all of the social media, the ones that are doing very well, they're all about video content. Live versus offline. Which one do you think is better?
Can you repeat that question,
So,
please?
which one do you think is better? Live vlogging or offline vlogging? Do you know the difference? Okay, let me answer then the question. So live, for two reasons is better. Let's think about the websites that actually are hosting your video, right? If you do a live video, usually they store it for about 24 hours and then they delete it off their servers, okay? Except Facebook, I think Facebook keeps your live videos for like, I don't know, 2 weeks or something. Or you have to download it for yourself and store it for yourself. So live is also good because basically live means that it's public and more people are going to be able to see it. So if you do a live video, usually it means that it's, you know, you can set it up. Is it going to be broadcasting to just my friends, or is it going to be broadcasting to a broader audience? But mostly people don't even think about that. So it just goes out to the big web, and then anybody who clicks on live videos right now can watch you live if they like your content. That's again why it's important to put in the keyword, right? So this video is about Las Vegas. You make sure that you mention that before you start a live video. Of course, live means that people are watching you live. So a lot of people don't like to do it because they're not prepared. They haven't set up the, you know, they haven't set up the background right. They, you know, I don't know, their hair is messed up, so they don't feel like going live. What would people think about me, right? Again, it's all about doing your research. And to me, honestly, if you really want to do good videos, it's all about doing your research, regardless if you do it live or you do it offline. Offline, it means that you have to store the video. You have to be the one who distributes it. If you do a live video, the platform that you're using distributes it for you. That's the big difference. Does that make sense? Okay.
Can I add something real quick, Alex?
Yes.
So just like Alex said, some people don't go live because they feel like they have to be perfect. And I did the video content workshop for this series. It was kind of a last minute. Our instructor got sick with COVID, and I put a plug in there. I'm an instructor for Google, and I pulled a Google how to build your content on Google, and they actually tell you exactly what they're looking for in videos. So if you're gonna put it on there, go watch that. It's on our YouTube channel. You're stuck with me for part of it, but the Google part is really, really good. But here's the thing, when I first started out in videos, I refused to do it unless things were perfect. And what I found out is people wanted the authentic me. And the more I did it, the easier it got. So it's okay that it's not perfect. As you get going, it's easier. And I'm just going to put that plug out there. It's okay that your hair's not perfect and your makeup's not perfect. Those will be the videos that tend to be the most watched. As long as your content is amazing, that's what people want. You know, I mean, don't go on like rolling out of bed and things like that, but make sure your content is spot on, because that's what people want. That's just what I want to put out there. And then be careful what platform you're going live on if you want to save your videos, because not all of them you can pull them off of and to save them. So a lot of them have realized that you're going live on their platform and then putting them on other platforms. And so they've switched their settings, so you can't switch them over and put them on double platforms. So if you're aware of that, just be careful if you want to double platform them or different things like that. So that was
Instagram is one of those places that they don't let you download your video.
Instagram and Facebook don't.
Facebook does let you download your video.
They must have changed that recently because because Instagram and Facebook are owned by Facebook. And
yeah, but they're keeping I know that from Facebook that when you stop recording, at least on the phone, because that's what I've been doing on Facebook, it asks you, do you want to save the video, and then you click save the video and it downloads it into your gallery. That I will tell you, last time I went live was like 2 months ago. Everything could have changed since then.
You used to be able to post it and then save it and then go put it on like YouTube. I used to do that all the time, and I lost a bunch of content thinking I could go back and post. You can't do that anymore. They changed that. So just be aware that they change things all the time so that you're just using their platform or it's just their content. The whole you don't own anything on social media is so very, very true. You only own your own website. And so just be aware of that.
Yep. Make sure that you watch out for that button that says, do you want to save this? Because otherwise you might, but it's okay. I mean, you're still out there, right? Yep. You can always link to it. You can always take the link and, link back to it. So I highly recommend YouTube for anything that you do. But again, Facebook, so going to what Megan said, all of these platforms want to hold you hostage on their platforms. So most likely that if you post a YouTube video on Facebook of yourself, where you uploaded your video and you didn't upload it onto Facebook, most likely the Facebook will penalize you because it's a third party. And so they will show it to less people. That applies to LinkedIn, for example. I don't know how many of you use LinkedIn. If you post an outside link, they will show it to less of your connections because they want you to be stuck on their platform. They want you to do everything. This is why Facebook is starting to add games, is starting to add personality tests, is starting to add everything because they want you to be stuck on their platform, okay? So let's talk a little bit about quality. I have seen a lot of bad videos out there. And the thing is, even though we multitask, as Crystal said before, even though we multitask, people still like to see quality. So if your video is blurry, if you as Megan said, you just got out of bed, depends on who your audience is, right? If your audience are people who love seeing other people getting out of bed, well, guess what? Your video is going to be trending because you're in your PJs. But if you want to be professional, then be professional and act professional. Don't have to be perfect. You do not have to invest thousands and thousands of dollars into high-end microphones and etc. I'll show you what I have. These days, all of the phones have really good cameras, the iPhones especially, and the Samsung phones and everything. And somebody just put away my bag, so I don't have it. Anyway, hold on, because I want to show you this. lying. I'm not going to show it to you because I don't know where it is. So this is one example. I should have prepared it before, but I was just thinking about it now. So that's okay. It's more authentic. So I bought this really cheap microphone. It was literally $10 that plugs into my phone. And often when I go networking or I go visit a place or a new restaurant, I want to advertise the new restaurant. I just go up to one of the representatives and I say, hey, do you mind telling me a little bit about your restaurant and where you are? I really want to put you out there, right? I make it about them. Everybody loves talking about themselves. Take out this little small microphone, $10. I plugged it in, I put it on them. I recorded them. I came home and I posted it on Facebook. And just like that, I had a vlog. So again, your content needs to be about others if you really, really want to attract people. So for you, do you want some examples, Kim? First, are you going to planning on having some kind of a yoga studio or anything in the future?
The yoga studio that I'm doing is all going to be online on the website. We're in the process of building it right now.
Okay. So, do you work with somebody else?
Yeah, I have a partner.
Okay. Interview the partner and let the partner tell the story.
Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah.
Not that you can do it, you can do it, but let others say it. Find some clients or some of your friends that are really into yoga, interview them, ask them a question, the advertising that you can do, you create this amazing content about somebody else. And at the end, you just add, for more content, please follow me here. I love what I do. I do this because blah, blah, blah,
Okay.
But you will run out of content that is about you. But when you make it about others, there is no limit of how much content you can have. Okay. If you keep the video short, most likely you won't have to edit it. So keep the video short, put it out there, get yourself out there. If you're not comfortable, usually why people are not comfortable, I teach body language. So usually why people are not comfortable in front of the camera is for two reasons. One is the same reasons why they don't like looking in the mirror. Everybody tells themselves that they're ugly. So when they see themselves back in the video, oh, I didn't like this, it's my hair, it's my blah, blah, blah. So they don't like it. But the biggest reason of all is their voice. We hear our own voice differently than other people hear it. You just have to get over it. Honestly, you just have to get over it. There are certain things that you can do. For example, right now, as I sit in front of the computer and you guys sit in front of the computer, right? You can watch your body language and you can try to see, are you crunching up? Are you sitting like this in front of the computer? Open up, stand up. A lot of things that happen is your blood circulation in your body, right? When you're crunching up, the blood doesn't flow that well. So if you stand up and you make yourself more space, you make yourself bigger, you have way more self-esteem built up. So if you're not comfortable making videos in front of the computer where only your computer sees you, go outside, go interview other people, go talk about other people, don't talk about yourself. You're not comfortable with hearing your own voice, great, make videos where other people talk. And then instead of you saying, follow me here, at the end of the video, add a little message that is written, follow me here. There are so many workarounds, but this is the new world, video content, everybody is pushing for it. And I probably have to agree with the fact that it is all about multitasking. If you watch a video, you're right. If you watch a video, you can do other stuff, and that means your videos have to be especially good. So ask yourself the question again, What is missing in my industry? That's the same question that you have to ask yourself about your business. It's not about, do I have competition or not? It's about, why am I more special? Why would people buy from me? Why would people come to my blog or my website and hang out for more than? Most visits are less than 30 seconds. How can you capture that audience to be on your website more than 30 seconds? What kind of content do you have to write about? So make sure that you prepare for a video a little bit, like me. I should have prepared the microphone so I have it handy. I just probably lost 20 seconds of your attention while I went and you were looking at my backside instead of me. So be prepared. And you don't like your voice, great, don't talk in your videos, let somebody else talk. You don't like your face, great, let somebody else talk. But with everything in life, more you do it, better you will get at it. So but I haven't talked. So you put it on YouTube, and then you guys know what embedding means, right? Embedding is, right? What the difference is between embedding and just putting the link on your website or on your blog. When you go to YouTube, they will ask you an option. How do you want to share it? One option is that you just share it on your social media and you just take the website link and you share it everywhere. The other option is to embed, which is a code itself. And then you go to your blog or your website and you choose this is all about website, but there is a setting that lets you embed it's a text. It's usually a text window that you just drag into your blog or something. For example, for you in Blogger, who has Blogger? Over there. So in Blogger, you have it's like two views right next to each other. One is the normal view and the other one is a little tab that says text. Do you know what I'm talking about? No, doesn't matter. The point is, this is it's a text post. And what that does, you take this code from YouTube, which you set up. Sometimes they even let you set up how big the window should be, how small the window should be, how it's going to look like. And then what that does, you take the code, you embed it into your blog post. And when it shows up, it's not going to show up as a link, but it's actually going to show up as the window itself. And your video is going to be playing on your post like it was always supposed to be there. Okay. And that way you didn't store it. So people will just, automatically can hit right there. They can hit play right there. And they can watch it right there in your post. They don't have to go to a third party to watch it. So that's called embedding the video.
So
anyway,
how do you on YouTube?
Yeah.
When you
It has to be your own video. Actually,
right.
I think you can embed other videos too. Do you not
Right.
see it?
Well, I'm going to my YouTube channel. I'm just trying to remember when I actually, well, I usually upload from my phone because my videos are usually on my phone, not my laptop. So I don't even have one really on here to.
Yeah, you won't be able to embed from your phone. You will always have to use a website for that. You have to be on.
And
the
it
web.
comes up, the embedded part comes up when you want to share it. It'll give you options of how you want to share it, and one of them is the embedded code.
Yeah, you'll find it. Just look for the word embedded and you will find it, and it will prompt you exactly how to do it. Again, today was more an informational. We can totally do a completely different series where I actually teach you hands-on how to do all of these things. Unfortunately, since we can't share screens, it's hard for me to share it. So Here is one big, huge advice that I have for you that I got from somebody. We always think about our website, our blog, our content, right? But what if you were to build another website or another blog that it is about specifically just your clients? What do I mean by this? Let's say your clients, Kim, probably the clients that are into yoga, they might also be into golfing, right? You want to attract people who like to do yoga, right? Why not build another website that is about golfing? I'm just giving you an example, right? So people who like golfing, they find your website, they hang out on that website, and guess what? What happens? You can advertise yourself for free on that website. You don't have to pay anybody. If you can make that website successful, maybe your clients are gamers. Well, start a website that is about gaming and advertise yourself on that website. There are no limits to what you can do. And the best kind of advertising is the free kind of advertising. So there are no limits of how many blogs you can start and do, and backlink to each other, and more the merrier. So anyway, this is what I had for you guys. I know it's a lot of information. It's a lot of information. I would have totally broken this down into 3 different sections, but if you have any questions for me, please, if I can clarify something I said, help me clarifying. Again, I will just repeat myself. If you put yourself out there in more places, the better. If you refresh your blog multiple times and you constantly put fresh content on your blog, the search engines will find you, even if you have not done any kind of SEO. They will find you because of your keywords. So, questions?
So would that be kind of like how I connect my equipment to boxing and like Muay Thai and all type of different styles that people would want to train with,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Just say it the nail on the head real quick.
Yep. And you in your industry, holy smokes, you can write about boxing, you can write about
Especially right
weightlifting,
now,
you can write about,
getting knocked out by
here is
YouTubers.
another thing. You are into, for example, Kim, and I'll go back to you, Kim. What kind of yoga mats are there? Which one is better than the other one? Do unboxing videos about yoga mats. Do write about do videos about this stick of a yoga mat is better than this stick of a yoga mat. These pants are better than those pants. And guess what? If you're becoming really good at these unboxing videos and these videos about these tools that you have, those companies will want to pay you to advertise. They will give you the free pants. They will give you the free yoga things. Same goes to you. What?
How does that happen? How do the companies find you?
Once you start having lots of followers, they will find you. Don't worry. It's just gonna come, How do you get followers? That's a different subject. That's a different subject.
Well, it sounds like
For
we need to have
another day.
Alex to come back for another class on the next level of this and break this down a little bit further. And so maybe after the first of the year, we can have Alex come back and definitely teach another class, because it's so much information, and sadly we're out of time tonight. And so I want to respect everybody's time and respect Alex's time too. I'm going to cut this off, but Alex, would it be okay if we have you come back after the first of the year for another class?
Sure, let's be more detailed. Let's do screen sharing. Let's do, let's dive into more detailed stuff.
Perfect. Sounds great. Well, we really appreciate everybody for jumping on tonight and all of the engagement and participation tonight. It was such a fun class. I learned stuff, and I hope you guys learned stuff as well. We appreciate you getting on. For those that are watching the replay, if you have any questions, down in the description, there's the number to my center here, and I can hook you up with Alex for more information on blogging and anything else. We appreciate you getting on tonight. You guys have a wonderful night.
Yeah,
And
in
what
the
was that,
meantime,
Alex?
if I can help you guys with anything, please find me on LinkedIn or Facebook. Well, no, I keep my Facebook very personal, and we can deep into that why I do that. But LinkedIn, find me and we can talk, or email me. Megan has my email address, and
For sure.
I would love to help.
Definitely. We will definitely hook up. So we appreciate you getting on tonight. You guys have a wonderful night, and we will see you next week on starting a podcast for long-term growth. So have a good evening, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.